All right, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called The Outlaw, 1943. Giving it 1 out of 5 stars. I hate this flick. It's 1943 U.S. Western film directed by Howard Hughes, starring Jane Russell in her film debut. Howard Hawks was the co-director. The film is notable as Russell's breakthrough role. She became regarded as a sex symbol and Hollywood icon for showing off her breasts. Later advertising billed Russell as the sole star. The Outlaw and the Oxbow incident, also produced in 1943, are the earliest films in the all-movie list of psychological westerns. Oh, man. I don't like psychological westerns. Hey, mates in the chat room, it's Karate Man. What's happening? It must be 4:10 in the afternoon here on the left coast. What's a crazy plot synopsis? I haven't even started yet. I just read from the top of Wikipedia. Anyways, I was going to review Dick Tracy Returns, but then I got the two Netflix, and my mailman came early today. Or is it mail person? You got to be politically correct here in San Francisco. There's The Outlaw with Jane Russell showing off her features. I'll go into more detail about that. Oh, trivia. Yeah, there's a lot more trivia behind it. Jane Russell wasn't much of an actress in this one. She was just mostly showing off her stuff. And it almost got the film banned. Here's The Postman Always Rings Twice. Pretty cool looking disc there. 1946. Cool. I'm looking forward to that one. I've got a phone interview in 10 minutes, so let me go through the plot real quick. I'm just going to read off of Wikipedia again. I don't care what anybody says, because I got 4 hardcore fans, including but not limited to Karate Man. And they don't care if I read off Wikipedia, so I don't care about you either. Anyways, here we go. Should I talk about Jane Russell's bust? Okay. In 1941, while filming The Outlaw, Hughes felt that the camera did not do justice to Jane Russell's bust. He employed his engineering skills to design a new cantilevered underwire bra to emphasize her figure. Hughes added curved structural steel rods that were sewn into the brassiere under each breast cup and connected to the bra's shoulder straps. This arrangement allowed the breasts to be pushed upwards and the bra shoulder straps to be moved away from the neck, exposing more of her bosom. Contrary to many media reports afterward, Russell did not wear the bra during filming. She said in her 1988 autobiography that the bra was so uncomfortable that she secretly discarded it. She wrote that the ridiculous contraption hurt so much that she wore it for only a few minutes and instead wore her own bra. To prevent Hughes from noticing, Russell patted the cups with tissue and tightened the shoulder straps before returning to the set. She later said, "I never wore it in The Outlaw, and he never knew. He wasn't going to take my clothes off to check if I had it on. I just told him I did. The framed bra ended up in a Hollywood museum, a false witness to the push-up myth. Oh, and although the film was completed in February 1941, Hughes had trouble getting it approved by the Hollywood Code Administration due to its emphasis on and display of Russell's breasts. um, I'd have to say Cannon is my favorite. That's a rhetorical question, right? Karate Man's asking me which is my favorite production company. I'd have to say MGM. How come MGM is not on there? Canon. I like. What's that other company that? Oh man. There's another production company. Oh, I can't think of it. Yeah, the Roaring Lion. I think MGM took over Canon later on, so technically MGM is Canon now. So, Karate Man's list says 20th Century Fox, Warner Brothers, Paramount, Universal, Sony, or Canon. What about PM Entertainment? All right. So the getting back to the Outlaw, the production administration set the standards for morally acceptable content in motion pictures and ordered cuts to the film. Hughes reluctantly removed about 40 feet or half a minute of footage that prominently featured Russell's bosom. However, 20th Century Fox decided to cancel its agreement to release The Outlaw. As a result, Hughes stood to lose millions of dollars. Ever the resourceful businessman, he schemed to create a public outcry for his film to be banned. Hughes had his managers call ministers, women's clubs, and housewives, informing them about the lewd picture he was about to release. The public responded by protesting and trying to have the film banned, which generated the publicity Hughes needed to establish a demand for the film and get it released. The resulting controversy created enough interest to get The Outlaw into theaters for 1 week in 1943. Then it was pulled due to violations of the production code. The film was released widely on April 23, 1946, when RKO Radio Pictures premiered the film in San Francisco, where it became a box office hit. By the end of 1946, the film had earned $3 million in domestic rentals. Additional re-releases in 1950 and 1952 brought its lifetime rental earnings to $5.075 million on a $3.4 million budget. So there you have it. Who did Terror Tunes? Ma. Is it Brain Damage Films? Brain Damage Films is my favorite. They did Terror Tunes. The Great Joe Caro, that was a film that was made for $3,000. I love it when the punk guy does the introduction in the beginning of Terror Tunes. He says, "Hello, or all you gore hounds." Oh yeah, New Line Cinema is another great one. There's AIP. Yeah, a bunch of good ones. All right, I guess I'll get into the plot now since I have 10 minutes before my phone interview. Sheriff Pat Garrett welcomes his old friend Doc Holliday to Lincoln, New Mexico. Doc is looking for a stolen horse and finds it held by Billy the Kid. Despite this, the two gunfighters take a liking to each other, even though Billy the Kid stole his horse, much to Garrett's disgust. Doc still tries to steal his horse back late that night, but Billy is waiting for him outside the barn. I don't know why Garrett doesn't like Billy the Kid. Anyways, after that, Billy decides to sleep in the barn and shots are fired at him. He overpowers his ambusher. It turns out to be Rio McDonald, played by Jane Russell, Doc's love interest. She is out to avenge her dead brother. It is implied that Kid rapes Rio off camera after ripping off her dress off camera. No, I haven't seen all the James Bond movies. I think I've just seen the Sean Connery and who is that other guy from I've just seen Sean Connery and Roger Moore. That's it. All right. So the next day, a stranger offers to shoot Garrett in the back while the kid distracts the lawman, but he is only setting the kid up. Billy, suspicious as always, guns the stranger down just before being shot himself. There are no witnesses, and Garrett tries to arrest Billy. For what? I don't know. He was defending himself. This guy is like Barney Fife, this Garrett guy. Garrett does not understand when Doc sides with the kid. As the pair start to leave, Garrett shoots Billy. Doc, in response, shoots the gun out of his hand and also shoots and kills two of Garrett's men. Billy's always getting shot in the hand. Doc flees with Billy to the home of Rio and her aunt Guadalupe. With the posse after them, Doc rides away. Instead of killing the unconscious kid, Rio instead nurses him to health over the next month. By the time Doc returns, Rio has fallen in love with her patient. Doc is furious that Billy has stolen his girlfriend. After Doc's anger subsides a bit, the kid gives him a choice, the horse or Rio. To Billy's annoyance, Doc picks the horse. Angered that both men value the animal more than her, Rio fills their canteens with sand. The two ride off without noticing. On the trail, they are pursued by Garrett and a posse. Why Garrett is going after Billy the Kid, I have no idea. The pair surmise that Rio tipped the sheriff off. Doc kills a few men from long range, but leaves Garrett unharmed. He's too chicken to kill Garrett twice in this movie. When Doc wakes one morning, he finds Billy gone and Garrett waiting to handcuff him taken back to town. Stopping at Rio's, the two men find that Billy has left Rio tied up in sight of water in revenge. Suspecting that Billy loves Rio, even if he doesn't realize it, and will return to free her, Garrett waits. Billy indeed returns and he's captured, but he keeps saying he didn't return for Rio. He wanted to meet up with the sheriff and Doc Holliday. On the way back to town, they are surrounded by hostile mescaleros. Garrett reluctantly frees his prisoners and returns their revolvers. That's my alarm to wake up from my nappy poo. After extracting a promise from Doc that he will give them back and make Billy do the same, they manage to elude the Indians, but Doc refuses to honor his word. As Doc tries to leave with his horse, Billy stops him. The two men decide to have a duel, which Garrett expects Billy to lose. However, as they wait the signal, the end of the clock signaling 8 o'clock, Billy realizes that Doc is a true friend, moves his hand away from his guns. Doc tries to provoke him, inflicting minor wounds in one hand at both ears, but the kid still will not fire. The two reconcile. Furious, Garrett calls Doc out. Despite not having a chance, Doc makes no attempt to shoot his friend and is fatally wounded. Garrett is aghast. He just sacrificed himself for no reason, Doc Holliday. After Doc is buried, Garrett offers to give Billy their friend's revolvers. He also persuades Billy to give him his guns, saying that he can claim that it is Billy in the grave. Billy can leave his past behind him, have a fresh start in life, but it is a trick. Garrett has removed the firing pins from Doc's revolvers. While comparing the guns, he inadvertently switched one of Doc's for his, so neither of the men's guns fire. And there's a lot of wah, 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 wah in this movie. Even my son thought it was funny. It's kind of like a cartoon. Billy pulls out a second working gun. He handcuffs Garrett, judging that the lawmen will say that Billy is dead rather than admit that Billy left him hapless. And that's pretty much the movie. Oh, Timothy Dalton, huh? He was in, wasn't he in that werewolf? Tales from the Crypt? I'll have to look those up. Anyways, this movie was boring. It was almost 2 hours long, 1 hour and 57 minutes. Wikipedia said that the running time is 116 minutes, and it's public domain. You can watch it on Wikipedia, and it says an hour, 55 minutes, and 45 seconds. So there you go. I'll see if I can add The Living Daylights and License to Kill on my Netflix queue, and I've got a phone interview in 3 minutes. Nice chatting with you, Karate Man. I'll check out the Timothy Dalton James Bond movies, and I'll add it to my Netflix queue. I'm sure they're on Netflix. Laters.